I threw the disc pretty well today. I gave myself a birdie putt on at least 13, 14 holes. I missed some easy ones in the front nine, but then on the back nine, I ended up finishing with two 40-footers, so that was a solid finish for me. Definitely finishing out 1 under those last 4 holes is ideal on this course. I mean, it's amazing. Like, looking around, seeing my jerseys and my hats is literally just a dream come true. It just makes me so happy, and it just makes me want to play better.
A lot of the changes, I think, are great for the evolution of disc golf. There's a few that aren't my favorite, but I still think it's toboggan at its core, and toboggan's a top 10 course for me, so I really enjoy being out here. I think there's times that we need courses like this to challenge all the players, but I also think that there's courses like Jonesboro or Beaver State Fling, where it's really nice to have a week where you're not really worrying a lot about out of bounds, and it really is an art form to birdie as many in a row as possible, because even on the easiest course, people are going to struggle. So I like to see a majority of disc golf be like it is out here at Toboggan, but I think that there's always room for some good old-fashioned, steady ed, fun disc golf.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Milford, Michigan for the third round of the playoffs here at the 2023 Discraft Great Lakes Open, presented by Grip 6. Big Barry commentary, bringing you the action here as things start to unfold. We've got moving day Saturday, and there is a lot of potential to move because the conditions out here are absolutely flawless.
Yeah, you're not lying, man. There's no wind. Well, a little breezy. We'll call it breezy.
Yeah, it picks up a little bit.
Eagle, though, even though it was kind of bad weather the first 2 rounds as far as wind and rain, he's still 91% scramble. That's number 1 in the field.
Yep.
Kevin doing it a few different ways. 72% fairway hits. That's 4th in the field. With all the out of bounds out here, though, that's really good. That's a very high percentage of being able to hit the fairways. And Anthony Barilla coming in and out that C2 in regulation. If he can make those putts from that distance, he'd be winning the tournament.
And finally, Chris Dickerson out here. We mentioned it a little bit yesterday. We got to see him play a little fun round, play with the champs, and he was looking really comfortable out here on the course. And obviously, he's still feeling comfortable as through halfway through the event, he is on our lead card. Will be an exciting round, no doubt. We are playing to the A placement, which is the new placement here on the left side, which only yielded a single birdie in round 2. Granted, it was a very windy round. With the conditions being less windy, I imagine we will see quite a few more opportunities.
Yeah, and Chris Dickerson's stats there, he was doing it with just consistent play. Looked like across the board.
Only 1 bogey thus far for Eagle, only 1 bogey for Kevin Jones, and they are sitting at the top at a tie at 14 under. Eagle with just no effort at all, pin high on a 545-foot forehand. Yes, it is down 60 feet, but still.
Caught a bad skip there. A lot of things don't skip coming up the hill like that, so I feel like that could be a bad break. Kevin Jones getting called to the tee.
I think the play, even with these guys, is to go with a slight flip up and test this left side, but I think a lot of players are going to just naturally hyzer out, as you see both Eagle and Kevin finishing out there on the right side. That is just the safest place to be, and it is so hard to attack this pin.
Yeah, just remember those shots for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Those are both C2 on the right position, which is really kind of a good way to play these 2 position holes, is if you can smack them right in the middle of both of them, that's a pretty good shot.
AB's going to be in deep C2, coming up short. Even with his power, you got to throw it either lower or getting it to flip up flat.
We're going to see our only backhand of the group.
I like the idea of the backhand here. It has a chance to get that late fade.
That's an early fade.
Yeah, and he's going to keep that thing turning all the way to the ground. Nothing wrong with any of these shots. 3 on this hole is the average on the hole for the day. Safe play from Chris. And let's see who decides to get a little more daring.
Yeah, he ain't leaving this up. A pretty safe run from this distance as well. Tough to get the height right, but he's got a lot of room behind it.
Yeah.
Right to left, it slopes a little. If you're on the right side, like these guys
where
are, it
Kevin and
slopes,
Eagle are,
it
yeah.
slopes to the OB, and this is still.
The old basketball putt. That's just a chance to make it maybe drop in. But Kevin kind of doing the same thing, but still with the.
I think it's going to be a little more interesting on the morrow.
On the morrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, good sir. On the morrow, for sure.
With that other pin position, you're going to see a lot more birdies in the field. Safer to pull it out to the left. It's going to be annoying when you throw it and you park this pin position, though.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, there it goes. Flipping up.
Of
Wonderful. Oh, look at that. It's parked.
Yep.
Yeah.
80 feet. Neato.
Yeah, so a hole that only had 1 birdie, it got quite a bit easier. 11 players birdied it in round 3. And if you want to birdie it, you're going to have to come back next year because we are playing back to the original placement from round 1 during the final day.
And then hole 2, par 4, 630. Played as the easiest hole yesterday. Moves up a little bit to the 16th easiest hole. So number 3, easiest hole on the course. And this is just your typical par 4 straight up a mountain. But 2-shot hole, keep it in the middle and you're guaranteed a mid-range to fairway driver up to the top. That hill kind of, you can use that as a regulator on your second shot to push it into C1. It's all about this first shot. When you have the distances eagled, like this looks short, but this is where mere mortals land anyway for a good shot.
Sure.
I think he still has mid-range if he wants it all the way to the top.
Very low release, though.
Yeah.
I thought we would see a sky shot from Eagle. See if Kevin gives us that.
Same spot.
Looks early on the release, but
Oh, no.
had good turn, but bad angle getting to the ground, and that rolled off to the left. That's going to be a really tough shot from there.
And this is, I know this disc gets stable, so.
Do you want to talk about the shot that we saw him throw in the showcase?
Man, I mean, yeah, we can talk about it after this shot from Chris, who turns it over perfectly. It looks like, yeah, this is money. I mean, where the cameraman is, AB hit about 100 feet on Anheuser above that guy.
Over the tree, and he hit a tree about 80 feet up, and it was going to be like maybe 100 feet from the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Look at this little tricky move. This
You trying
could
to go
get
flick
to
roller?
circle 2.
Oh,
Maybe.
wow. What a creative effort. Crowd liking that. Out of position play. Really hard to go standstill forehand Anheuser from that spot.
Yeah, see, just an easy little hyzer play for
Wow.
the Eags.
Gosh, that is making the difficult look easy. So much height out of the hand, and he needed every single bit of it.
This is heavy on the hyzer. It should get to pin high, but
Yeah, and inside circle, I think. Or at least close to it.
no, it's inside so for
Yeah.
sure. Well, I say for sure it's on the edge, maybe a step in.
And Chris, after big drive. He's really been getting a lot of distance lately. And love the approach inside bullseye. Very well played hole. Kevin Jones gets a birdie putt. And did that hit chains? No, not quite. It was almost there.
Good effort for where he was, though, to get to circle 2.
The last thing you want to do here is miss low. And left is better than low.
Yeah. And better than right on this one.
Kevin in for the par.
Typical. I feel like there's usually about 2 birdies on this. Even though it's an easy spot, 2 birdies a card, 3 birdies a card. Nobody's really bogeying it, I feel like.
I mean, I guess the average is 2 birdies a card. It's a 47% birdie rate on the hole, 50% par or 49%, and just only 3 bogeys on the day.
Okay.
I really thought that we were going to see some pretty heartbreaking rolls at some point on this hole, but players are just too good, and the wind is a little bit too calm. Take a look here. Progress through the first 2. Eagle McMahon and Chris 1 under. Eagle currently holding on to a 1-shot lead, but there are a lot of players out there making moves early in this round.
Calvin 4 through 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And Cole Redolin 4 through 4. And I think Simon 4 through 4. So all on the chase card doing some good stuff there. Hole 3, par 4, 915 feet. If we played this hole in reverse, it would be a par 6, but we are going very far downhill, and it ends up being a pretty short par 4 in the fact that you're getting over 500 feet with a decent tee shot here.
Yeah, going from like one of the top 3 hardest holes yesterday in the wind to today, it's right around
It's like the 7th
on the
easiest.
on the easier side of things.
Yeah, this is one you just got to keep it in bounds. And like that shot right there, that's every bit of 570. Right? If not more.
No, maybe more.
Difficult thing here is choosing the right disc, as Chris has got this thing turned, and turned is not good. Now on 3, unless it has the late stability. Oh my goodness, that was riding the line the whole way.
Yeah, you do usually have about 350 to 330 in, depending on what side you go on. This it is flipping.
Okay, good. So I believe this is the same disc that he threw yesterday,
Yeah.
which he kind of threw very quick, and then he rushed the shot out of bounds. This time he keeps it in.
Midi.
I just got to say, I mean, once again, I have to just, when he is on a showcase, he does some remarkable things here. He threw a drive 793 feet in the
to
showcase
second
event.
deck up there where,
He was on the flat.
yep,
Like where this disc is now is where it landed.
yep.
It was like,
Almost circle 2.
it caused Bert Kreischer to say some unsavory things out loud. And it was hilarious. Good shot for Kevin.
He'd be going zone here, wondering if it is the right play or if that's short.
Both at the same time.
Yeah. Decent choice, I would say. This is just a chip shot. I mean, he has 300 feet in.
Just hard
Maybe
to get the
less.
distance right or the line right if you're not Chris Dickerson. Well, fortunately for Chris Dickerson, he is Chris Dickerson. So puts that in bullseye.
Yeah, this is a standstill, 250.
What a
So
drive.
250 in.
Meaning
It's a 915 foot. You do the math. He left
Yeah.
it about 25 feet, though.
about 680 off the tee.
That's pretty far. Anthony Barella missed his first C1 putt. This is outside the circle, though, and that's going to count as a birdie with a nice step putt. All in all, best choice he could have chose.
That's
He
right.
made it on his second shot. Eagle with a wobble gobble that catches on the left side. Look at this basket kind of leaning. Counts as a birdie. Also counts as a birdie. How about we take a star frame on?
You'd like to see that from these guys. We haven't seen too many star frames at this course, even though the front 9 has the potential to yield a few. It's still hard to get everyone on the same page on a course this long with OB as tight as it is in some places. Star frame keeping Eagle McMahon with one shot had to clear the field. flying over the beautiful hole 4, one of the shorter par 4s on the course, if not the shortest. Want to get it right about here with your tee shot, some backhand hyzers, some forehand flexes. Then you're going to climb the hill. You don't want to go long because there is a severe drop off very close behind the basket. Still remaining the easiest hole in the course, 3.44 average.
All hyzer from Eagle. He has the power to just swoop right around that. You got to miss those branches. That's fine. That's a sidearm in.
Yeah.
Skipping up there. That's
Yep.
maybe you might have to shape a little anhyzer on it, but there's not much going on there.
He'd like to be another 25 feet.
And if he's far enough, he'll be able to throw a putter turnover as well, if that's what he chooses.
Chris going inside hyzer, and that manages to get just a bit closer than Eagles. I think that's a very fine spot to land. Kevin, this looks really good. And actually, hyzer's a bit short, maybe catching one of the branches and falling down, but still in position to make a play for the birdie.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he landed right behind that tree could be a little problematic as far as how easy it could be.
Yep.
Compared to like AB's shot right there.
We got 4 shots that are all somewhat similar. You can see here what Kevin has to do. That might hit that last, just barely clearing it again, just as he did in round 2.
Almost a little bullseye, too. And yeah, Eagle does have the putter. Surprised he didn't go with the
and there is the step.
sidearm,
Yeah, that one branch just cost him enough speed so it didn't clear that last log. AB, that's a bold play. Trying to go for the skip shot and getting away with it. You think that was intentional?
Yeah, I think he's trying to throw over it, and if he skips, sweet.
Yeah.
You know, if he's short and he skips, sweet. If he's over it, should be fine. This is what you want, though. You want to be able to throw
Just
putter
nestle
into there.
Look, everything Chris has done so far, it looks very easy, has it not?
Yeah.
He's broken every hole down. I mean, the drive, Eagle dropping in from distance. Let's go. The drive on 3 was a bit sketchy. I'm not going to lie. I thought that he overturned that, but from there, he put this next shot in the bullseye.
Watch this. See how the nose pops up? Bam, and then it just hugs the chains. That's some nice touch from the putter there from Eagle going up the hill with slopes all around it.
Good mastery of the long C2 putt. AB in. Looking like we're going to have back-to-back star frames for our lead group. This is the course that AB dreams of when he thinks about a place that he can take down a championship.
Yeah. Talking about Chris, not the year he would want so far. He's definitely lacking those top performances. He usually comes out of a season with at least 1 to 2 victories. This year, I believe he has none. And with that being said, scary person to be on a lead card when he's hunting for that, and he normally gets them.
That's very true. We have a 17, 16, 15, 14 spread here on our lead group, and Simon still, I believe, has yet to take a par, so perfect start coming from him.
That's nice.
And Cole and Heimberg just one off of his pace. In fact, they've all taken the same scores on every hole except for Simon birdied this one, parked it next to the basket, and Cole and Heimberg both parred it.
Today you're going to see a lot of mid-ranges because of the wind. Can you get it to drift right enough
So
off
close.
the hand? That one, no. But I'm guessing everybody on this card will be throwing a mid-range to putter even.
A putter.
Yeah. This is a midi. Turned over. That looks really good. Well, that's pretty good. Bad
man.
kick, though. Bad kick.
I think it was really taking its time to get there, but I loved every bit of it until the very last moment.
When I say putter, I've seen AB take the play of the Luna,
Okay.
which is
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he's going to do
I could
that.
see
but
him. Yeah, I could see him do that. It doesn't really seem to affect him what disc shape he's holding in his hand when he throws hard.
Looks like he does have a mid-range though.
Very smooth. It's a little inside unless it just stays dead straight. It's trying just narrowly catching the very last obstacle. If he misses that, he is going to be well inside C1.
Yeah, tough angle to see if he's just outside the circle or if he's mid-circle too. Eagle with a nice upshot. Good ground play.
Kevin from deep. Oh,
Way further than I thought.
a very good effort for Kevin, and that was also a really good effort.
That was beautiful, and I cannot wait to watch this again because I didn't think he was going to make it from that far. This is a standstill. Straddle.
And the thing was just never fluttering at all. Perfect clean release. It's not that necessarily flutter's a bad thing, but for a player like AB who doesn't usually have flutter on his putt. Chris, however, he putts with quite a bit of flut. And
Flut putts.
yeah, it's just really pretty to see him flying pure and flat without the wobble. I guess it's just a personal preference thing. What do you think about that?
If my putt comes out with wobble, I want to chop off my hand. Normally. It is a big pet peeve of mine. Watching other people make putts with the flutter, though. Change your putt. Just kidding. No. You're right. It's however you make it in the basket. That's
Yep. And quite a few twos here on 32% of the field able to get the birdie on 5. It's a great birdie to walk away with. Moving to actually the shortest par 4 on the course. Hole 6 is a par 4, 519 feet. So really just want to get your tee shot moving to the right side, but not too far. And then from there, it is just a forehand or a backhand turnover with a mid-range or a putter. But very technical. If you're off at all, you are punished. AB getting the flex back. That is a beautiful line. That could be a zone in. See if Eagle can throw the roller and not hit a tree this time. Well, stays in the middle.
Gets that a bit wide. This one's wide as well. This is not going to work out for you.
Yeah, that leaning tree, that's the problem tree.
On AB shot, that Anheuser is quite a move right there. Lots of touch, lots of trust. Here's that roller. This is too high though. He needs to miss some things. Oh, this is going to be right down in the ditch.
Okay.
It's tough over there.
I'm
Not a gimme.
I will be practicing that next year. I'm sold on that being the shot shape for this hole. The reward is so great. But you're right. He's not done with the hole by any means. He still has to make a good approach.
It's way better than even being on top. Having almost a wide open shot on top compared to that close.
Being on the hillside.
I would take, I think, being on the hillside.
Yeah.
Ooh. Tried the hyzer flip. Didn't do it.
I mean, that's 330 feet out. And I mean, I know we talked about this last round, but that didn't look like he was throwing.
This is not Annie at all.
Yeah,
And
needed to get that turned over just a tad with that disc to get the line perfect.
really going to be disappointed with that result down the hill.
Such a good drive.
Yeah, right in the middle. Hurry. He's going to have his
He's
work
in
cut
danger,
out for him. That's a bogey staring at him in the face. And if he misses at all on the rim or high, it'd go a long ways. Yeah, see, it's just a scramble shot from there.
Yeah.
And if you're inside 150, 200 feet, you're going to figure it out.
This is where Chris's second shot landed, not too far away from where Kevin Jones' drive finished. And like you said, it's a scramble shot, and Chris is still scrambling. He's got 30 feet left for the par and a very scary-looking look. Maybe over the top. Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to be pretty disappointed with the result of a par. This is one of the few holes where a really good tee shot makes you feel like you've done most of the work.
Uh-oh.
Eagle will be dropping at least his first bogey stroke and hopefully not more. I'm sorry, his second bogey stroke of the tournament, first of the round.
Wobbly, wobbly, wobble.
A
Good putt.
Yeah, good par save for Chris. And Eagle is in for the bogey. Kevin Jones, an opportunity to take 2 shots. And he does. Anthony for par is in.
You know, from that distance, Anthony looks 1,000 times better from last year.
I trust it.
Yep, I trust it.
I
don't
believe it's going to go in.
Exactly. And in the past, like last year, watching him on coverage, you weren't sure. There was nerves there. And now he's turning into that player that you can trust. And with that becomes the superstardom. Like, he can close tournaments. He hasn't yet. But I feel like that was the missing piece, was the 25-foot.
Well, and then it just led into frustration that led into
maybe
a lack of engagement with him in the course.
And then maybe even aggression.
Yeah,
as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, if he's feeling composed in those putts, then I think that settles the nerves on a lot of other areas of the game.
And here's the thing about 25-foot, 30-foot putts. Oh, this is pulled. Let's talk about this for a second.
Kevin's hoping he can get a 25, 30-foot putt for the par.
Yeah, that is bad
that is
news.
OB early, too. That's going to be a very challenging third shot. He's going to be down the hill.
Here's AB with the hyzer. This needs the hyzer, too.
And did AB pull this?
Yeah.
He did. This is going to be out of bounds as well.
Way back, too.
Yeah, those are 2 bogeys more than likely coming.
Yep.
Like, even if you throw a good drive in this hole, or if you throw it on that hillside and you're like 5 feet below the top of the hillside, your actual window for hitting the next shot is about a foot.
Yeah.
And it changes so drastically so quickly because the elevation is so quick on this hillside.
Look at this. It needs to sit.
And Chris is in a decent spot. Eagle might have a forehand turnover, but man, this card is definitely struggling right now here on 7.
They're going to be playing for position fairway.
Yep.
Just to finish my thought real quick about the putting, everybody in the world misses short putts under pressure. It's not this new thing.
Ken Climo missed like 4 of them in the 90s, even he misses.
Well, I mean, think about Calvin.
Yeah, of course.
Calvin is the best player on the planet right now.
AB
and
with a bad kick
misses
left. That's
some
not good.
putts here and there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Could be Dublina Bogowski.
Left is actually decent.
Just depends on how far left. Chris kind of scrambling after a semi-decent tee shot. He's going to be putting from, I think, outside circle 1. At least close to it. And Eagle, oh boy. Oh,
what is this?
Ill-advised roller alert. Straight OB. I do not know why we keep seeing forehand rollers onto this green.
Yeah, that is bizarre to me.
Didn't he do that in round 2?
Yes, same thing.
What? Has he not learned his lesson? I just don't see the benefit of it. Maybe there's just no other solution from back there at that lie. AB with a good punch out, and he will save the bogey. An Eagle from not a terribly good spot, but not a terribly bad spot either off the tee, ends up making a mess of it, and he's going to take a bogey again. Back-to-back holes. You don't see that from him very often.
And there's a good birdie from Chris.
And just like that, he is going to jump into first place with Kevin dropping back only one stroke with a good putt there, but that's going to move Chris up into, or a tie. Okay, so he was 2 back.
Yep.
Okay.
If Eagle makes this. He makes it. Spoiler.
Spoiler, he made it.
Yep.
You hindsight spoilered it. Three bogeys here on 7. Unusual result. Only the 4th easiest hole in the course. And now we have got a 5-way tie for first at 16 under. Holy moly, a lot happened right there.
Mm-hmm.
The field was already close, but they got a lot closer with all the mishaps that we just saw on the turtleback. Somebody in our comments reminded me that turtles don't have backs. I know that. Hole 8, par 4. Actually, this is the shortest par 4 on the course. This is 500 feet, but it plays so far because it goes uphill. The second shot always seems to be very, very tricky, and that's only after you get a really good tee shot.
How do they hold their shell?
It's just a part of their anatomy, my man. This is a really good shot for Chris Dickerson. Can't get much farther left than that, and you really wouldn't want to because there is OB kind of coming in pretty close to where that drive landed.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. That's going to be a drop zone shot for Kevin, and that is a very tough drop zone.
Yeah, that's going to be bogey.
That's a par 4 for the FPO from where he is going to be
no.
throwing his next shot. And that does not hyzer its way back in bounds. That is going to be also probably drop zone. I don't think he crossed over any inbounds area.
I think that branch is in bounds.
Okay, so he will have an option.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Eagle puts that in a really good spot. This is such a tricky hole. Kevin's just got to go absolutely huge with the forehand if he wants any chance to save the par. And it looks like he's just kind of reserving himself for the bogey. I mean, I guess he's got a chance to make a long putt from there.
Yeah, a little throw in and
So AB is progressing to where he crossed.
not
And this can
the
get
greatest
scary.
idea.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Oh, and our cameraman, Josh, avoids the cut roller. If that hit him, I believe he's standing OB, and that would have really cost AB a lot there. Fortunately, it rolls back in bounds, and that was an incredible effort. I mean, he missed the angle just barely. If that landed a smidge flatter, he would have parked it from back there, which is just unheard of almost.
Yeah, that or maybe catch a couple limbs, slow it down a bit.
Yeah, one of the two would have helped for sure. Chris with a good approach. Eagle going standstill. That was just so good.
Yeah.
Chance to even maybe draw metal if it doesn't hit the limbs.
This is really
not
close.
so bad, really. But this is the hole where, if you've seen it before, the infamous Sarah Hokum rollaway that took about 2 minutes for it to sit down.
Oh, my gosh.
What a
AB.
save. What a save. And look at the composure, too. I mean, there's no excitement about that. That's just, he's going to work.
Those are some monster putt. Hit 3 outside the circles already for him.
Chris Dickerson taking the birdie.
Good birdies.
Very good birdies.
Tricky one to get. That doesn't feel like he did anything special, but it's a tricky one to get.
I mean, the approach shot is always tricky. There's really no place you can put your drive where you have a routine approach. Just the limbs that kind of have continued to grow over the canopy for the approach. Anything high that's coming in is kind of just contesting that stuff. And Chris moves into a solo lead right now, 17 under.
Hole 9, par 3, 472 down the hill. On a high rise, on a hill. Little sloping green. Mid-range in is what these guys are going to be doing. How well do you know your flip? How well do you know when your disc is going to get from stable to a baby anhyzer just like that?
T-Sign is calling for 64 feet in elevation drop. I'm surprised by that amount. That seems more than I would have thought.
The trick to this one is getting it on hyzer and then having it get to flat and then slowly drift to the right. Drift.
Trying.
It does a little.
Trying.
But if it drifts more, he's really good. Instead, he's 45 feet.
Well, he just set himself up for what the crowd wants to see.
There's the drift. Is it too much, though? It does
You can
look
get
like
too
it
drifty.
is,
Yeah.
Right shot shape, just didn't aim left.
Or you could have just maybe pulled off a little tiny bit more hyzer out of the hand. Kevin, quick with it.
This better be flippy.
I think it's flippy. I don't know if it's flippy enough.
Never got on that anhyzer, did it?
Yeah, and it's just that thing would have continued to carry and carry and carry, but hits some limbs, falls down, and he'll be first up. And man, he got there quick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
These guys are fast in post-production. It was just like a camera trick. It just went blip, and all of a sudden there he was.
Eagle running this? No, AB's got nothing.
Maybe just pitching up, taking zero time. Or maybe he took a minute. I don't know. Like I said, post-production. But no, he didn't take any time. And Eagle is giving it a bid. Not a bad one either.
And that's going to just be a bunch of pars on this hole. Surprising. You usually see about 1 to 2.
Yeah, I mean, this one I feel like somehow... let's compare it to the stats for round 2. I mean, we had 74% par. Yeah, it was somehow in the windier conditions of round 2, it played significantly easier. And that doesn't make any sense to me, but that's just what the stats tell me. So that's what I'm telling you at home. So we are halfway through moving day, and we've seen some movement. Simon Lizotte off to a blistering start. Is that 8 under through 11 holes? Out there making a huge charge right now. Chris Dickerson staying very steady, not doing anything too superbly, just really playing some good disc golf, avoiding the mistakes. As for the other guys, they're slipping a little bit, and they're allowing the whole field to catch up, or at least the top 10, because outside the top 10, it really starts slipping away.
Yeah.
And then these guys have really separated themselves thus far. A round and a half left to decide the first playoff winner of the 2023 season. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the points and why they matter on the back 9 going into the Tour Championship finale in Charlotte. A little bit different format this year. So stay tuned. We'll get to that as well as the remainder of round 3 moving day action here at the 2023 Discraft Great Lakes Open.